Hey guys, welcome to Gaming Discussions, where I'm going to talk about anything and everything gaming. From games that are getting ready to get released, things I would like to see in games, to bug fixes and stuff and everything. Anything to do with gaming, I'm going to be talking about. But today I'm going to focus on NASCAR 2016. My ideas of what I want to see in NASCAR 2016, it's mostly to do with career. I wrote this down last night, so if it sounds like I'm, reading off of, stuff, I am reading off because I wrote this all down because I wouldn't have been able to remember all of it. But most of it has to do with career, like I just said. There's a few things with multiplayer and for like league mode that I would like to see. I didn't even mess with Paint Shop or anything to do with Paint Booth or anything because I don't really use it personally. I do kind of, but not 100%. So, last I knew, a lot of people were real happy with the previous version. Just sit back, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. And if you guys have an idea that I do not come up with here, leave it in the comments below, and I would love to read them. Like I said, this is just stuff that came off the top of my head. I just thought I would do a video on this, and these videos will be released every Friday as a part of my new schedule, which I will be posting here soon. The first idea is career. Okay, you start in the Arcai series. So instead of on previous, I'm going to say from ETX's games, instead of starting and only be able to be in the Cup series, you start in Arcai. And then, that would put a added bonus of basically, I started at nothing and now I'm working my way up. I think it would do that good. I think that would do really well. If you sign with a low budget, you'll be signing with a low budget team at the beginning. Obviously, like, I don't know any Arcai teams. I'm not big on Arcai. I don't ever watch it because I don't ever know when it's on. But low budget team, you can only sign 1-year contracts for the low budget teams right when you first start. The same thing goes for when you go up to like bigger series, as in trucks, Xfinity, Sprint Cup. You can only sign 1-year contracts to begin with. You progress up into the series by getting wins, top 5s, top 10s, championships. You'll have a chance at the end of the season to sign with a more advanced team, basically better equipment. Progress up the ranks, like I said, Arcai, trucks, then Xfinity, and eventually you'll move up to Sprint Cup. But you'll have to run a minimum of 3 years in the lower series combined to be able to sign a contract to a Cup team. So basically, you can run 1 year in Arcai, 1 year in trucks, and 1 year in Xfinity. If you win the championship in all of them, then you could progress up into that. Or even if you finish, say, top 5 in all the championships to move up. Eventually, once you progress up into Sprint Cup, you'll be able to do double and triple duty weekends, where you can run many series. You can run as many series as you want in that weekend, as long as they don't overlap one another. So basically, you can run trucks on Friday, Xfinity on Saturday, and Cup on Sunday. You could do that as long as they don't overlap. Like say trucks on Saturday and Xfinity on Saturday. Also, if they overlap like that, you won't be able to do that because in real life they don't do it unless they're at the same track. Then that's different. You'll have to have somebody else qualify your car because that's how they typically do it. If you can't make the race, like Xfinity, say Joey Logano's can't make it to a certain track or something, they'll have, say, Ryan Blaney qualify the car for him. But then he'll have to start the race at the back, and so on. The experience system. Everything you would do would earn you experience. You would earn more experience the higher you finish or the higher you qualified, and so on. Experience would be used to get higher paid sponsors, better contract offers, and would also eventually lead to being able to have a partnership or owning and building a team. I'll talk about the partnership and building your team later on in this video. Okay, money system. When you sign a contract at the start of the season, you will have a set amount of money you'll get paid for each event. An example is you'll make $5,000 for racing that race. However, you will get bonuses for winning and qualifying on pole. Another example for that is $20,000 for winning and $10,000 for pole. Just random numbers, but something along the lines of that, and the bonuses set amount would go with. Okay, hold on a minute. Read this. $10,000 for pole. Then you would eventually get higher bonuses and higher set amount of money the more you progress up in the series. So if that could be just the $5,000 could just be the Arcai series. Once you eventually get up to trucks, that your set amount on your contract could go up to say 15, 20,000. You get 50,000 for winning or 20,000 for pole. You know, it will move up as you move up, more or less. Owning teams. You can start out with having a partnership in a team. You could buy part of the team where you would own a car or two, and you could drive one or put a driver or drivers in them. An example of this would be Stuart Haas, where Gian Haas owns the 41 and he signed Kurt to drive the car. The next part is basically where how much it would cost to be a partnership. I just kind of threw these numbers out there. They don't have to be legit. I just threw these numbers out. It would cost roughly 30 to 40 million to buy a partnership. That is kind of steep, obviously, but it would also help. Basically saying you'd have to race a little bit rather than just going right into owning a partnership of a team, or being a partner of a team. The next one is building a team instead of a partnership. You would have to reach the right rank, which you would do by getting a certain amount of experience. You would have to do a certain amount of years of racing before you can actually own a team. So that's basically in there so that you don't kill yourself on money, pretty much, more or less. Like, if you're just an Xfinity and you're like, oh wow, I earned enough money that I can go buy an ARCA team, it kind of wouldn't, because then you could drive yourself back into debt, and then you would have to sell your team or whatever. But I think it would just help you get like a set amount of level or rank or something. Then you'll be able to go and buy your team, or build a team. Sorry, you'll be able to buy used equipment from a team in ARCA. So you would start out only being able to own ARCA teams or ARCA cars, whatever, and you'll get used equipment. You won't be able to build your own equipment right off until you progress up. You would have to sign a pit crew, a crew chief, and so on. Once again, it'll be a small operation, even volunteers maybe. Then you would have to sign a driver to drive for you, or you could drive as long as it doesn't overlap your schedule, like I said up there, where you could drive the ARCA car, but as long as it doesn't overlap certain other series that you're racing. When you build your own team, you would have to pay for everything, which includes the engines, transmissions, chassis, bodies, everything. It's just everything. You have to pay for it. I think this would probably be one of my favorite parts, honestly, is owning a team and having to go out and buy everything and pay for everything. It would bring such an added bonus to the game, I think. And like I was telling one of my friends last night, career mode is make it or break it for me, honestly. Yeah, multiplayer is great and all, but like NASCAR 15 or whatever the hell they're calling it, I don't play it because what's the point? Even like NASCAR 14, the career mode is terrible, honestly. Like, I really don't like it because yeah, they got into the parts of buying engines and stuff like that, but it's not actually into detail. I think the one biggest thing that I'm really missing from it is being able to sign contract offers and stuff. Like I'm putting in here, you have to go drive for, say, Roush or Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity. I think that's the biggest problem why I'm not enjoying these games, and I know there's a lot of people out there that are the same way, that the games are terrible. Yeah, I mean, their servers suck, the handling sucks, and all that, but that's why I'm just putting my ideas out here. I think some of this stuff would work really well. So, yeah. Okay, you would also have to pay for gas and tires every weekend, and have to pay for anything you've damaged on the car and all your employees. So, basically, you're going to do exactly what they do every week. You have to pay for your gas, your tires, and like say you go and smack the wall or something, and you damage your right front fender. Well, you're going to have to pay for that. Or, yeah, you're going to have to pay for it at the beginning. Just like I put in parentheses here. I might post this recording while I'm reading it, or I might just put pictures. I'm not sure yet. You wouldn't start with a big garage. You start out working in your home garage or a small garage that doesn't have a fabrication shop or anything, so you would have to buy another car and all the parts you break. See, so you're obviously not going to start out being a Hendrick Motorsports where you have a fabrication shop and all that stuff to fix everything. You would have to go out and buy more parts for it, or a whole new body just to fix it. And I think that would put a lot of detail into the career mode. I really do. I think that will boost it. It gives you more to do, and they would have us coming back, I think. Yeah, and here's just a word of advice. You would want to make sure that you had a good amount of money before you go into building a team. Like I said up there before, you don't want to go in debt and then have to resell you would have to sell your team. That would kind of suck. So I would, like, if they ever develop this game, I'm not saying they're gonna, I'm not even saying they're gonna watch this video. I'm just saying that I would run a few different years in Sprint Cup, Xfinity, and Trucks, and build up a good amount of money, then progress into ARCA, and then slowly, keep progressing up the ladder. When you progress into a bigger shop, you would be able to see your employees working on the car or cars. That'd be kind of cool. Even if it's just like what NASCAR 14 is, where you just see them walking around. I like that idea. It's kind of cool. Puts a little bit of added bonus to it. It'd be kind of cool. Have a trophy room. There's been a lot of people that have been asking about trophy rooms. I'm one for that. If I get a trophy, I'd like to see it. That'd be kind of cool. Have banners from every event you won hanging from the ceiling, like NASCAR owners have. Like, see Stuart Haas Racing, how they have banners going all the way around. Joe Gibbs does it. I think Kendrick does it. You have banners like what place you won. I think it's also polls or something. It's pretty cool. Developmental team. When you get big enough and own the amount of cars you have in all the series, say 4 Sprint Cup cars, you could help out one of your drivers into starting a team in whatever series to develop the talent. Discover new drivers. You provide them with equipment, crews, and so on. Crew chiefs, an example for this is Dale Earnhardt Jr. with Hendrick in the Xfinity, with Junior Motorsports. It's also where they developed Chase Elliott into this big race car. I mean, he was already big on, late model circuit and stuff like that, but now he's actually got a full-time ride going into the Sprint Cup now. He's, because Junior let him in his car to develop him for Hendrick, pretty much. So I think that would be kind of a cool idea. Eventually, once you max everything out, you have 4 ARCA, 4 trucks, 4 Xfinity, and 4 Sprint Cup. That's a lot of cars anyway. But if you still have room, or if you still have more money to spend that you don't care about wasting, I think it'd be kind of cool to be able to provide equipment to them. Well, technically you wouldn't be wasting money then, because you'd be getting money in return for helping them out or something like that. It'd be kind of cool to be able to have a developmental team if you needed to. So you, like, say one of my drivers that's been with me for 15 years is retiring, well, then I can bring up one of my new drivers, like a Chase Elliott. I could bring him up into my car. Like, say Jeff Gordon's retiring, and I could bring Chase Elliott up and put him in the car. I think that's cool. That's all I could really think about while writing this. There's probably plenty more stuff I could have wrote down. I just couldn't think of it. That's just the stuff that I'd really like to see for career mode wise. I'd love to do the owning the team stuff. I loved it in NASCAR 06. I wish they could have gone in more detail. Obviously it was 06, but I think that you should be able to own multiple teams, like I said. And honestly, this next game is going to be make it or break it for me, this next NASCAR game, because I'm so tired of these half-assed games. Now, I'm sorry to swear there, but it's the truth. We're getting robbed. We're spending $15 to $60 on a game that's not complete, honestly. We don't even get Trucks and Xfinity and Sprint Cup. We only get Sprint Cup. It's a waste of money. And I hate to say that because I'm a huge NASCAR fan. As you can tell from my channel, there's a lot of NASCAR videos. I love NASCAR. But I'm tired of getting screwed out of this stuff. Why can't we implement a thing where we can own our own team, and run our own team and own teams in multiple series, like I said here. They don't even have to go all the way to ARCA. They can just go to Trucks and Xfinity and Sprint Cup and be able to own the maximum of 4 cars per team, and then you can build it up and make it better equipment and stuff like that. I really wish they would do that. Like, that's the one biggest thing I wanted to see. I mean, I know there's probably people out there who disagree. They honestly don't care about that stuff. But to me, that's what I want to see in a NASCAR game. That's what draws me in. And that's what continues to me keep playing. Because if I can sign a driver to drive for me, I think that's the coolest thing, honestly. And then if I want to go and drive my own car in the Xfinity Series, well, I want to do that. So, okay, that's enough about that. Customizable drivers. You can customize the helmet any way you would like or have certain presets for certain sponsors. An example for this is like Kurt Busch's helmet, where he's got the matte black, I think, and the Monster logo on it. I'm pretty sure that's what he did. I don't know. But, just have a set, because Monster uses the matte black with the like lime green or bright green. I don't know what color it is, but and just be able to preset it, or you can make your own. I would love that idea. Like on iRacing, you can change your helmet up the way you want. Customize the fire suit. It would be the same as a helmet. Presets, and you can create whatever you wanted. I think you should also be able to put your actual sponsor on like the front of it. Like if you have Monster, you just have their logo right on the front of it. And then I would also like on the belt that goes across to be able to put your name. That'd be kind of cool. Customizable options you could do to make your driver in parentheses. Basically, hairstyles, make them look like you want them to look like. And I think that's a big thing they need to do. They need to focus on customization. That's the biggest thing nowadays is that. Tracks. Make the tracks rubber up as you race or over the weekend. This is one of the biggest things that I really would love to see, is the tracks gaining and losing grip. It just would be freaking amazing. I don't think they're going to be able to do it, because I don't think they know how to, honestly. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but iRacing is just now getting into this, so I don't think it's going to get put into a game for next year. I don't. And if it rains, it washes the rubber away, which I'll get into rain in a second. Have all the NASCAR tracks in the game, including Eldora. That is the big thing. If we're going to have trucks, we need to have Eldora. Because who doesn't want to race on dirt? I'm still up for racing on dirt on iRacing, honestly. That's the thing I'm hoping they eventually bring. Weather. It can rain, have heavy wind, hail, thunder, lightning, and if it rains, you go into a red flag situation and into a delay. I think that would be so cool. That would bring so much like extra to the game, because you don't see it. We're now like Project Cars. It does rain, but it's a whole different ball game when you're in a NASCAR game and it rains. You get a delay, and you should be able to skip it or whatnot. Qualifying. The qualifying will be how they qualify in each series. If it's group qualifying, your car can overheat, and you'll have to bring it down pit road to cool it off like they do in NASCAR, and you can only adjust tire pressures and I think wedge. Gameplay. You'll be able to drive your cars back into the garage and practice, and if you wreck, you can drive it back into the garage and race. This is the one thing that I know a lot of people have wanted to do forever, and that is be able to bring your cars back into the garage. Me personally, I would love that, because, that just states, like, realistic. Who wants to just touch pit road and then it just vanish? Like, that takes away from the experience. You have to be able to run a minimum speed on the track, how they do it in NASCAR. If you don't run so-and-so amount of speed, you get black flagged, and you have to go fix it so that you'll run minimum speed. I think that's kind of cool if you get your car wrecked or something. Have parts get taken off the car, not crunched up like what they do in NASCAR 14 and all that, where you hit a wall, it just gets crunched up, it looks terrible. You could also put tape or put a whole new part on the fender, which, like, sometimes you notice if they get the bumpers all smashed in, they'll put a whole new bumper and then tape it on there. That's kind of cool. I think that would be a cool idea. You have small contact on on the track. Like, if you hit another car, you can have a tire rub, and you would have to come down and get it fixed and get the fender pulled out and stuff. You can blow a tire, which then could cause you to have enough damage that you would have to come to pit or go to the garage. You'll have full control of your car on pit road and on pace laps, so you can get speeding penalties. I don't know why they haven't implemented this in at least career mode yet. I can kind of understand multiplayer why they wouldn't want to do it, but how do I explain this? Career, obviously you should have a control of your car, especially on pit road. I mean, come on. Speeding penalties is a big part of NASCAR. I don't understand why we have not ever implemented this in a game at all, except for NR 2003 is the only one I know of. I probably am wrong, but that's just that. I don't understand it. The pace laps, you should have control of your damn car. I don't know why they haven't done that. Multiplayer. Have a co-op career where you can do the same thing as single player, and you would be able to race against your friends in the season, and you would be able to build teams with them the same way you would in single player. Basically, I think that you should be able to race against your friends in co-op career, and also own and share teams with them. So, like, say I bought a Xfinity team, or me and my friend bought an Xfinity team. we split it half and half, or I should say built one, because you shouldn't be able to buy teams in here, because that's a whole another subject. You build the team together. You each have a car, from that stable that you can race. I think that would be so cool, and be able to do it. That would be a friggin' huge multiplayer boost. Like, that would make me fall in love with multiplayer again. In big letters, fix the damn servers. That's one of the things. They really need to get these servers fixed. I don't know why they cannot get these servers so stable. And that's one thing they really, really need to do, is fix the servers. Have a quick race option, which is basically like what we have now. However, you can have another option to make it more realistic, where you have to practice, qualify, and race. Or at least qualify, then race. I think that would be cool, like NASCAR 09, where you would get put into a lobby and then you have to qualify and race. I think that'd be cool. Make the cars drive like they do in the actual NASCAR. Like on the games, it feels so fake, and it really sucks. I don't know why. We're running really fake setups under the cars too. When I set up cars, like for my league races, on NASCAR 14 or Inside Line even, I'm using the same setups from then, and they're ridiculous setups. They honestly are. Like even the Talladega setups that people use, at Talladega and the quick races, they're just dumb. They're not, you got the front end jacked up in the front. This is part of the reason why I don't race, because the cars it's just not right. Like, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel normal. The cars, they need to be more even. They gotta stay in a group instead of the bump draft and stuff. League mode, you'll be able to keep track of your points easily and put your own point system, or use the default one. This is a big thing that was definitely make or break for me also, because I was so heavily into leagues, but you couldn't even do the leagues, and plus the league mode, it barely kept track of anything. It kept track. I don't even know. I haven't even clicked on it for like years. I don't even remember what it did, but it was junk. That's all I know. I think you should be able to put your own point system. Edit tracks in the schedule to the way you want. So if I want to switch around Phoenix and Bristol, I can switch around Phoenix, Bristol. Even if I want to eliminate a Pocono race, I can eliminate a Pocono race. Able to move laps by 1 instead of going from like 125 to 200. You'll be able to go from 125 to 126. I think that's a big thing for leagues, definitely. Keep track of fastest laps for your league. I think should have like a leaderboard or something, some kind of thing where it would keep track of all the fastest laps during the season, or records for that track for your league. That would be kind of cool. Have a stat sheet so you can tell who finished where during the season and how many laps they led. Like say I was racing in my league and I finished first at Daytona and Bristol. Well, then it would show me that, and it will keep track of how many laps I led at each track, and then eventually lead up to doing it, like the total amount of laps I led all year. That'd be really cool. So guys, that's pretty much all I could think of. Like I said, I know I missed a lot, but I think I got a lot of the career stuff down that I really liked to see. And a lot of this stuff is based off NASCAR 06, but a lot of it isn't. It's more advanced. Definitely like building your own team up. I think that'd be cool, where you have to, like I said, buy your stuff, and if you wreck, you have to pay for that. I mean, I would love that, but I don't know if it'll ever happen. This is probably just wishful thinking. However, I really would love to see this stuff, and honestly, I would support this game 100% if this was something that had most of this stuff in it. But I'm pretty sure we won't get it this year, because that game's probably is still in development, but I think it's almost out of development probably, because I'm guessing it's gonna be released around February. So it's probably still in development, but they're not gonna change stuff up. But I don't even know if they'll see this video. However, we can only hope that this will happen. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next Friday, hopefully with a different subject. We'll see. And maybe I'll get a special guest next week. Not sure, but if you guys have any comments or any ideas, on this subject, please post down below in the comments. See you guys next week, and thank you.